So hi everyone, today I would be giving you some information on why do we need to manage master data. So if you don't know what is master data, maybe I would have taken a video previously about the different types of data that is managed in an organization, and I would have given you a gist there, but here I would be even giving you a little bit of recap of what is master data. And in this video I'm not going to explain in detail how the different processes that are involved in master data, but this video is the main objective of this video is to give you an idea of why should we manage master data. So just a recap of what is master data. Master data is the consolidated 360-degree and the unique data about a particular entity that is in an organization or in a business. So as I said, every business or an organization and enterprise would be dealing with entities. Now when I say entity, you can either take it to be as a name, place, or a particular object, or a particular, it can be anything. When I say object, it can be a product, it can be a data asset, etc. So you can always look at an entity as a name, place, or an object. And within a business, businesses do maintain these entities. Every entity has certain set of information, but there are certain key entities that exist in a business for which data is very critical, on which business decisions are also made. So only if this data is going to be accurate, only then business decisions taken will be useful. Else making business decisions on incorrect data will only lead to incorrect decisions, and ultimately it will be a disaster. So this is what is managed in an organization. So managing 360-degree information of a particular entity or an asset of an organization is what is called as a master. So this is mainly used to improve the consistency and the quality of a business's key data assets. As I said, it can be a merchant data, it can be product data, it can be an employee's data, it can be customer data. So whatever assets or whatever entities that a business feels that it is key for their business growth and for decision making, they need to maintain consistent data of that particular entity. Only with that consistency and improved quality of data can decisions go in for decision making. And when to manage master data. So this is one of the important points that you need to note. So when a business deals with multiple applications and departments and consists of data coming in from multiple sources, then master data needs to be managed. I'll tell you why. Because imagine you have data coming in from a single source. That's the only source of data that you have. So ultimately, you would be trusting that source and there won't be any conflicting data coming in. But imagine you getting data from multiple sources, and suppose there are going to be conflicting details, then you would have an issue. So usually when you deal with multiple sources of data, master data management is more effective in those scenarios. So I'll give you an example, and then you'll know why is it important to manage this master data. So generally, before we start off, you need to understand the flow of data in an organization. Just very simple. So you have data in an organization, and data of course would be produced by a set of sources, and it would be also consumed by a set of destination sources or applications. So be it an enterprise or an organization, you would have data that is being produced by certain sources, and that particular data that's being produced would also be consumed. So when I say produced, it's nothing but it can be transactional data or whatever data that's being produced by the applications. All that comes under the produced data or the production data. And later on, having this data, there would be multiple applications that depend on this data. It can either be for further processes or further functions to be executed, or for further decision making, or for analytics. Whatever may be the scenario, there would be certain consumer applications or consuming sources also who make use of this data. So when you have this data being produced and consumed, ultimately when the other sources are consuming this data, they would expect the data to be accurate. because only then they would be able to, whatever processing they do, it would be really worthwhile. If there are going to be incorrect data coming in and then other data sources using this incorrect data, then you would understand what a messy situation it will be with incorrect data, and the organization growth, decisions, performance, everything would be a mess. So this is the basic flow of data in an organization. So keep in mind, you have producers and you have consumers. So coming on to the example of master data. So as I said, you have data coming in from multiple data sources. So let's take this example. You have an organization and you have data coming in from, let's say, a CRM application as well as from a customer order portal. Okay, so these are two sources from which you get customer details. So it can either be from the CRM application or from an online order customer order portal. So now when you have data coming in, first let's take the data coming in from an online customer order portal. So when you want to place an order, okay, you place an order using a e-commerce website or an online portal. So when you place an order, these are one customer record that you would be capturing per order. So here you have the customer, you have the location, you have the contact details, you would have or you may not have account details, you may not have code details, etc. So this is just a gist of a set of information coming in from a customer order portal. Of course, you will be having the order details also, but I'm not going to take so much of information. I'm taking an example where I can show you the variations of the certain set of data coming in from different sources. So for this example, I've taken the customer, the location, the contact number, account number and code. Obviously, from the customer order portal, I've got the customer's name, location and the contact number. I don't have the account number, which is nothing but whether the customer is already in my added to my store or to my application, or it's going to be a new customer. If the customer is already an existing customer, then the customer would have an account number, and if you had to produce certain codes for the customers, you would have produced codes also. But I don't have these details. I just have these three informations coming into my organization. Okay, well and good. The next set of details coming in can also be from the CRM portal. So let's say from a CRM application, I'm getting this set of a customer details, which is customer's name, location, contact number, then the account number and the codes. Now when you notice this, you have a customer detail coming in from the customer order portal and you have the CRM application. Now generally what happens is my system would take these two details and it would add it as a separate customer record, because here this is a different transaction and this is a different transaction. But when you look at the key details over here, what is the key detail? So when you look at the customer order portal, the key information. So here you have the customer name as Jessica Matthew. And here in your CRM application, you have Jessica Kristen Matthew. There might be a possibility that both the customers are not different persons, but it's only the same person. But we still don't know it. When you look at the location, here there's a different location, but here it's just India. And when you look at the contact number, both the contact numbers are similar. So here what happens is there's a little bit of confusion because I'm getting data coming in from two sources. Now the confusion is, are both the data records the same? Are both the entities same? Is it the same customer or they are different customers? If they are going to be different customers, then well and good, they are two records. But what if they are going to be both the same customer? So at that time what happens is, which information should I trust over here? Should I trust that the customer's name is Jessica Matthew, or should I trust the customer's name is Jessica Crystal Matthew? Still there's a confusion over there. So here what happens is, so much of confusion, so much of ambiguity also exists in your system. So imagine here now, if you're consuming application, let's say an analytics and reporting tool, the organization uses that to understand different analytics about their business. For instance, let's say they want to just understand how many customers they have in their business. If I'm not able to find out whether these two customers are the same or they are different customers, if I just left them to be as two different records, then obviously my system would show me that I have two customers. Now, this is an example because an organization would have many customers, but I've taken an example. So, imagine you having so much of records coming in from different applications, but some records might be from the same person or from the same or for the same entity, but we don't know that. So how do we understand which entity to trust, which information to trust, which source to trust? How do we actually understand whether both are from the same customer or from different customers? All this is what is handled in master data management. So understanding your sources, understanding the data coming from the sources, and then afterwards matching and identifying using different algorithms to identify whether two records actually are perfect matches or whether they can possibly be some matches having some similarities over there. All this is done, and then ultimately a clear single record is created having the most accurate information of a customer. So here, if I'm using master data, later on in videos I will be showing you what are the different steps that is followed in order to get one single golden record and the record of truth that you can use for analytics later on. So in master data, it will avoid all these duplicate datas or possible duplicate datas, and it will create a single record with the most accurate information. So this is what master data is about. I hope you got a little bit of understanding about this master data and why do we need to manage master data. In the forthcoming videos, I would be teaching you the different steps that is involved in which you can manage and you can create a golden record. So if this you like this video, please do give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe to my channel and also do share your feedbacks. Thank you.